Welcome back to the Geriatric Millennials.
That's us.
That's us. Beth and Jayme.
You, maybe.
Yes.
If you were born between the years of 1980 and
1985 or something like that.
What? It's that short. Oh, yeah, the geriatric.
Yeah,
piece.
the geriatric.
I was like
part,
thinking millennials.
Yeah. We don't, I mean, we welcome all millennials, but specifically us that are a little bit, just shy of Gen X.
Yes. And it could be even before 1980. I mean, we're not going to discriminate against anyone.
Everybody here is welcome.
That's right.
You're silent generation. Good for you for listening to podcasts. We're impressed. Boomers, you're welcome too.
Yes.
Gen Z, hey. Hey, girl, hey. So glad to have you here.
For sure. Yeah, that's us. We're geriatric millennials.
Yes.
We like to talk about lots of things on this podcast.
Mainly to just help our friends out there to get through their lives.
Yeah, you know, whatever you're up to. I listen to podcasts when I'm doing all kinds of tasks.
Okay, I have to say my mom surprised me because she was like, I listened to your podcast while I was cleaning the house. Wow, you were right. It actually helps make things go by faster. I'm like,
that's hilarious. Which episode did you listen to? Was it one where you talked about her?
Yeah. But she hadn't listened to the whole thing yet. So I'm like, well, let me know. Let me know. She's like, I'm going to start promoting it to my friends. And I was like, well, you know what? Why don't you finish the episode and see what I say about you?
Don't pause her. If she wants to share.
I'm like, Mom, because, you want to make sure you're not like, hey, guys, listen to my daughter just say crap about me. So
I think you maybe only did that once.
Yeah, it's fine.
You love your mom.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I only talk crap about people that I like.
And you know what? There's some great material there.
Well, here's the thing.
And if you're listening, yes, please share with your friends. Don't listen to Beth.
Here's the thing, though. It's just like, wait, I lost my train of thought. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah, it happens.
It happens.
It happens to us.
Oh my gosh. Anywho, nanny. So it is it's peak summer here. It is.
Oh my word.
Peak summer.
Yes, it is.
Like,
we just had the hottest heat wave of the summer.
It's disgusting. It was so disgusting. Like, I just hated it so much, and it's not done. Like, it's not like, oh, summer's over. We have like guaranteed many more 100+ days. Like, it's just until September.
I'm not really mad about that though, because I love summer. I don't want it to be 114 degrees.
Yeah.
But if it's only 100,
that's fine. Yeah. But 100 after 105, we're not friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It gets to, and then had the audacity to be humid here. We live in a desert. Like, it was so humid last week.
Well, I wasn't here this weekend. Like, we went camping. We left on Thursday and came home.
It was disgustingly humid.
Really?
Yeah. It was so weird for here because it's like usually dry area heat. And so you walk out. It was like being in a baby sauna. And I was like, okay, if you're going to be 110 degrees, zero humidity, not like 25, 50% humidity.
What in the world?
It was wild. And then finally, like, it like clouded over because even Mother Nature knew like, oh, this is not appropriate for these people. And I don't know if it rained or just, spits water everywhere. I don't even know. But I woke up and the humidity had broken. So I was like, well, thank you. Because
yeah, that's very strange. I don't know that I've even experienced humidity here ever.
Oh gosh, it's the worst. I mean, and it's so slight. Like, so I used to live in Chicago and July there is miserable. It's so humid. Like, you walk out of your house and you're like, oh, I'm in the shower again. Cause it's just,
you're dripping.
Dripping. Although like the other day it was so hot. I had to walk outside and walk back very quickly. Like, it was not a big deal. I sit down at my desk. I feel a single bead of sweat go from the top of my neck all the way down my spine. And I was just like, I need to go home now.
You know what, though? I actually really like humidity. So I think it's because growing up in the tropics,
yes,
it was just part of life. And I don't know what it feels like for it to be humid here, but whenever I go somewhere that like we lived in Hawaii for a long time. We lived in we lived in Belize, and those, when the air is soft like that, I absolutely love that feeling. But I mean, I also hear,
it's not tropic humidity here.
Right.
It's like dry, arid humidity where you're like, how is that even possible?
It is different.
It's not sexy humidity. Like, I feel like what you're talking about is sexy humidity. Like, people are dewy and glowy and whatever.
Sticky,
no,
drippy.
People are dried out here, sweat balls on their face with dirt clumps on them because it's windy too, and there's dirt flying.
Right.
It's like it's non-sexy humidity. So yeah,
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know that I really don't like the heat. And there's like a pool. I know you love your pool.
Yes.
Which I probably should just come to your pool and swim
you
because
totally
I want to
can.
swim. But like my neighborhood pool here is a cesspool. And I look at it and I'm like, it just looks dirty and gross. And everybody that's
Do
in
they
it,
not clean it?
I'm sure they do. But every time I walk by, it's like all these little kids in there. I'm like, I just know it's full of pee. And people with their babies in diapers in there. I'm like, now it's full of diarrhea.
Yeah, that's
and
gross.
It's just too much.
I mean, there are a lot of people that use our pool too, but it's a very big pool and they have a separate little one for the little kids.
Oh, so
and
it helps with cross contamination.
It does. And I don't really get grossed out by it. So I don't know. I mean, we could give it a try and you could see how you feel.
Is I need to come tan too because I'm legitimately. So I was at my mom's place because I was trying to find some old pictures because if you guys didn't know, we started our own Pinterest board. Pinterest boards, I should say. So basically like every episode has a board so we can put all the stuff we talk about and just like, you know, if you want to see what Jayme's style is like and see what kind of plants she has, you can go on there. And if you want to see how I choose to live in my life, you know, you could see that too. Anyway, so I was trying to find some like cool old pictures and stuff. And anyway, I'm looking through, I'm legitimately like 4 or 5 shades darker in every picture. Like basically
than you are now?
Than I am
because
now.
you live inside all the time.
Because I only live inside. I do not go out in the sun.
Well, okay, I hear what you're saying, but we don't want sun damage to our skin, and that's what tanning is.
No, but it's like I need some melanoma in it. Not melanoma. No, melanin. I need some better melanin because it's like
please no melanoma.
Please no melanoma. But I need something. Like I need a base coat. Like I can still tan and put sunscreen on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Like I just need to look more myself.
Yeah. Okay.
Like again, my foundation used to be 5 shades darker.
Really?
And I liked it. Like I liked being that color.
Yeah.
And if I keep going this route, I will be in porcelain, you know, in the next 10 years. And that's not where I want to be as far as foundation
now that you're
color.
Talking about it, I think I can see that.
Yeah.
You're very, very light.
Very.
I mean, I feel like I'm probably more tan than
you're tanner than I am probably. Yeah. It's very noticeable. Like, again, I'll show a before and after and I'm like, Beth, I think you have a medical condition because it's so drastic. But it's just because I didn't go outside enough.
For 2 years.
And then, no, not 2 years. We're talking years. And the problem is too, I've worked in like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Okay. Like I work in, office buildings and stuff. So it's cold. So I'm always wearing like a cardigan and like pants because in the offices it's always colder. Cause I mean, it's science tells us that they've designed those spaces for men. Like that's where they set the temperature for is for guys. Really? And they tend to be hotter than women. And so then women are usually colder in those spaces. It's like a whole thing. You can read about it. Sexism in the workplace and whatever, anywhere, or misogyny in the workplace and whatever. Don't come at me, people. Anyway, so it's like I will be perfectly fine indoors and then I go outdoors and it's 100 degrees and I'm in like, you know, I just look like a school marm.
Yeah.
So
I know what you're saying.
There's a lot of things. And then it's like I stopped going outside because I stopped liking people, I think maybe, but not. I don't know.
We've also been in a pandemic, Beth.
That I'm going to blame that. Yeah. No, but really the last time I remember being tan was the year was 2000. And I went on a boat.
Oh, okay. That's a long
time ago. I went on a boat and I got like really tan because of the water.
For 1 second, I thought you meant 2020.
No, I mean, you're like 2000 is
like
the last time I felt like
years ago?
My original skin color that I grew up with. Yeah. And then after that, it was just like.
Time. Well, no wonder your skin looks so good though.
I mean, yeah, guys, if you know the secret to young looking skin, just don't go outside.
See the light of day.
Do not, and then if you do, wear 50, what is it called?
SPF.
Yeah, 50, wear 50 SPF. See,
Can you talk?
No, listen, my dad had a lisp because remember how I said I like a lisp?
I do.
My dad had a little bit of a lisp. And
that's
so there's certain things. That's why I like it.
Yeah.
And also sometimes when I say things, I say them the way he did, especially with like F's and S's and like TH sounds. So he would usually he didn't call me Beth. He would call me Beth.
He did?
Yeah. But not like it was usually Elizabeth. like really fast. So every once in a while I'll be like, my name's Beth. Just like, dang it, Dad. Yeah. I'm just like, it's fine. It's whatever. So anyway, fun fact about me. Other fun fact, Beth does not go in the sun, nor does she tan at all. And she just stays inside. So Jayme's this, glowing summer girl in a dress. And it's literally 100 degrees. Jayme's in a sundress. I'm in sweatpants. So that just tells you where we're at in life.
Oh, I have not worn sweatpants for a while. I like the dress. What am I trying to say? Uniform. I like that's my uniform for the summer because it's so easy and it's cool and I can wear it indoors and outdoors because I keep my house pretty warm too. Like the AC doesn't kick on until it's 78 degrees.
Okay.
And then we have an upstairs and a basement, and the basement is always 10 degrees cooler than upstairs. And for whatever reason, the upstairs doesn't really cool off. So I don't know.
Well, geez.
I mean, we could turn our AC down, but then see, this is the thing.
It's expensive,
I like to be able to go outside and then come in and not feel like I have to change.
Oh, got it.
I mean, so I don't want it to be 105 degrees inside my house, but I do want to be able to wear a tank top and not feel cold in the summer.
That makes sense. I, on the other hand, keep my house at about 72 degrees when it's my norm, and then at night down to 68. Because I like to sleep with a full comforter and blanket in the summer.
And your cat.
And my cat. So it's fine. What are your kind of your go-to for, because I'm not a summer person. Like I would honestly, as soon as summer hits, like honestly, like late June here until the second week of September, I don't want to do anything because it's too hot and I don't like it. But what are your go-tos? Like, what do you like to do in the summer?
Go outside, go camping.
Like when you say go outside, what do you mean? Like just be outside?
No, because we haven't eaten outside this summer. Going to the pool, going for walks. I like going to the river, just being outside with my kids, paddling, paddleboarding. We go camping, hiking, all the outdoors. Like I want to do all that. And I wait for summer so that I can do that because that's when you can do it. Yeah. So yeah. I love the warmth. I want to wear my dresses. I don't want to wear my leggings. I want to wear my Birkenstocks, the sandal ones.
Yes. That are cute. And
I love summer.
I know. I'm having a flashback to when I was a kid because again, my dad was not a summer person. So my brother, I don't know about my brother. I'm not a summer person. But I remember like the house didn't cool very well. And so you'd catch my dad in his bedroom. You'd go and, Dad, what you doing? Because my dad was a stay-at-home dad for a lot of years. And so he'd be laying on the floor because that's where the air conditioning event was with a blanket over him, capturing all the air for himself to cool
hilarious.
Down. And so I remember being a kid and doing that, like just being in my room over the air conditioning thing with a blanket
capture it in
capture it just in my own little cold
like
hut.
Your little tent.
Yes.
That's funny. I didn't know your dad was a stay-at-home dad for a long time.
Yeah, he was a stay-at-home dad for a few years, like 5 years or something like that. Yeah.
That's a big chunk of time of growing up years.
Yeah. I think from the time I was in kindergarten until the time I was in 6th grade, he was a stay-at-home dad.
That's cool. It
was weird.
You were pretty close to your dad.
We got really close, I think, partly because of that. And then, then there was the great divide with starting the periods and the hormones and things.
And then he was like,
he's like, oh, I cannot be near you. You have a training bra now. So yeah, it was fun. But yeah, he was not a summer guy. Like our family didn't camp really. Like we only went camping once or twice and it was terrifying. I think I stayed in the motorhome with my grandparents, but I hated every minute of it. We went fishing and you had to cross like a river. It's probably a creek or whatever, but it had a fallen down log and that was the bridge and you had to cross over it with rushing water underneath you.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
It was the most terrifying thing in my life. Like actually like years ago, I had these students, we were on this like adventure trip type thing. And we go to this cave. And so you walk through this cave and you come out and you walk over these rocks that are kind of submerged in like it's not a lake, but it's like leading up to a waterfall. And when I tell you it was the scariest thing of my life, it was. And the kids are just like rock hopping to the thing. 2 of my older guys, I just had to look at them and I said, guys, I'm a little scared. And I had tears starting to form in my eyes
wow.
because I was so scared. And so they had to like hold my arms like I was 97 years old and just cross the rocks because I got so scared.
Yeah.
But I blame that. Not that I blame my parents, but I think that what you're doing for your kids is so cool because it gives them a lot of like opportunities to explore with their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you don't do that as a kid, it's so much harder as an adult because it's not comfortable to be like, you know what sounds fun? Falling into rushing waters, you know? Like, no, thank you. Anyway.
Yeah.
So,
I think, I live for that stuff because I miss the nature. I don't love being in the desert and I don't get to be in the lush green very much, I feel like. And so we do go out of town. We go camping a couple times every summer in the forest or mountains or whatever. And that, I love it.
I know I've talked to you about this before, but we had a mutual friend and like they told me once that we went camping. Like they were like, don't you remember when we all went camping? And it was with you guys and them. And I feel like one other group. And I, in my head, have this false memory of going camping with you. And I do not think it ever happened.
Well, you know how terrible my memory is, so I can't tell you if it did or not.
But it's just like, I cannot think
I don't think it did either. I don't remember camping with you.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't mean it never happened.
I've really, honestly, as an adult, only been camping like 2 times. And it was on mandatory family trips.
Okay.
But it's just so funny to me because like now I have this weird, like, was it a dream? Was it reality? Did I just, it's like when somebody like gaslights you and you're like, am I going crazy or did that happen? But so I have a half false memory of camping with you.
Well, now I do too.
I know, but we needed to go glamping. Like, I think that would be really fun to do a glamping trip with some of our girlfriends.
So what is your definition of glamping?
And we've talked about this. Sleeping. I can sleep in a tent as long as I have a cot.
Okay. I don't feel like that's totally glamping because I feel like there's levels. I mean, you could be in a trailer. Yeah. You could be in like a motorhome kind of a situation, a cabin.
Yeah. I think if we could find a place where it's like nicer cabins
with a deck.
And so basically a nice house in nature.
Yeah.
Like a nice like Airbnb.
With manicured trails that are wooden.
Yeah. And basically like, like we can sleep in beds, but they're like the beds that are made out of wood with the nice mattresses, so it feels like nature, but it's like we're still inside and there's no bears around us. So yeah, I think we really should plan a glamping trip. That. Yeah.
I love it. I want to go do all the trips. So yes, please.
I know. Yeah. We still need to go kayaking. Like there's a whole list of stuff I want to try with Jayme. Yeah.
Yes.
Which I was going to talk to you.
We need to do all these things in the summer.
I know. But I was thinking about this because I was going to message you because I'm trying not to use Amazon as much. But anyway, I made an Amazon order because whatever. And I was like,
it's wonderful.
Because
super
I
convenient.
had to get what well, yes, but the only place I could get what I needed which were cat filters from a cat water fountain were on Amazon.
Oh, and my word, your cat.
She has filtered water. And right now she won't drink out of her fountain because it's not filtered. And so she forces me to go turn the faucet on in the bathroom so she can get drinks. It's a whole thing. Anyway, I was trying to think. I almost texted you, but you were camping. And I was like, dang it, because I wanted to just do one order. Long story short, I'm like, what do I need to do? So part of the problem with me and like doing nature and exciting things is I don't have the right equipment. And people might be like, you don't need the equipment. No, there's certain things you do need because if you don't have them, it's not as comfortable, it's embarrassing, or it's not safe. So it's like, I realized I don't have any shoes that are like good hiking boots because I thought, it'd be fun to do like little trails and stuff. But like, I don't need like, the wild, I'm taking the, Pacific Northwest Trail hiking boots, but just something that's just like better than a Converse.
Well, the main thing you're going to want is the grip underneath of the sole of the shoe.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. Then I'm like, I really want to go do water stuff with like Jayme. I want to go try the little paddleboard and kayaking. I want to try all that stuff. But I'm like, I need to make sure that I have like my keys don't get lost. And I need to make sure that like what kind of shoes I'm like, I need water shoes. Like I need something that I can get wet and still have protection on my feet or something. Because I don't really want to be barefoot on rocks in the Columbia. So anyway, I was just like thinking, like, I need a life vest probably. Or I don't know.
I have most of those things. The water shoes, you could just wear flip-flops. You're not going to lose them and you're not going to, and I'm pretty sure you probably have flip-flops. Maybe not.
Maybe. Yeah.
Well, I don't feel like you would need to go out and buy water shoes. I feel like you could. What do you mean you don't have flip-flops? I think we go back to this. I don't have any kind of sandals.
I don't have toes out, girl.
You don't?
Toes are in. Yeah.
Always?
Jayme,
What?
told you.
It's summer.
I told you.
I don't understand. I want to see your toes.
No. It's so creepy. No, they're painted and stuff. I just don't usually have toes out because it's like, I think I bought a pair of flip-flops for a mission trip once just for showers.
Yeah.
But they were like, because you remember how like Old
you just
Navy.
need Old Navy $3.50.
But you remember how Old Navy used to have like it depends on the year you get your Old Navy flip-flops because some years are better than others. Like, I don't know why they changed the design, but they do. And so sometimes they cut and whatever. So I have one pair, but they're not very comfortable. I know. Jayme, it's a whole thing.
Well, I don't want that to be a barrier for you. So
I know that's why I'm prepping for it though.
So
because I have the means to like get it together.
Right. So get yourself. Okay. So what I like to wear is Keens, which is a lot more expensive than flip-flops. But it's something that I wear frequently throughout the summer and wear them camping and wear them.
What are Keens?
Okay. So so they're a sandal, but they're kind of like a water shoe sandal.
Yeah.
And I think it's a very Pacific Northwest type of a shoe. Or Chacos would be okay.
Absolutely not.
Do you know what that is?
Yes.
There's a range of Chaco shoes, by the way.
I know. That's a whole nother group of people.
Okay.
It's a lifestyle.
There's also like waterproof Birkenstocks.
That might be an option.
Yes. And they're a lot cheaper than the leather ones.
Yeah.
But they're still a lot more expensive than just cheap flip-flops. So, I mean, you got to get something.
So something
get something
water
for your
shoes.
shoes. Yes. I have a life jacket that you do you know how to swim?
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to wear the life jacket. You can just like have it in the boat or on the paddleboard.
Yeah.
And I have one and I have Tony's. So you can
I'm mainly afraid of the water, not for swimming because I'm a good swimmer. I'm mainly afraid of the monsters that live in the Columbia.
I hear you. You're not going to fall into that.
I better not because that water smells.
It's gross.
Like bumhole.
I had to get into that water a couple weeks ago.
Ugh.
When we were doing our outrigger paddling because I was learning how to steer. And of course, the very first and only time that I'm learning how to steer where I'm supposed to like go around this thing and we get pinned to we turn too early and get pinned to the buoy that's out in the middle of the Columbia. And then I had to jump out of the boat and swim around and like make sure it wasn't cracked.
Oh.
But that's the only time I've ever had to do that. And I've been paddling with this group for a long time.
Okay.
So
but I really like want us to schedule a date
that was a side
for us
note.
to
Let's
go
do
in
it.
the water.
I brought my calendar.
I bought a bathing suit a couple years ago.
You could even wear,
one.
that's perfect. You can wear a bathing suit. You can even just wear shorts and a tank top or something that you would.
I don't have that.
Do you have?
I have swim trunks that I got that are guys because I had to get stuff.
Perfect.
So that's what I have.
Any kind of shorts.
Yeah.
Something that you would even wear to like work out, like tight legging type things. I mean, it's rather hot for that, but
yeah. And I'd like to get a smidge tanner, so
comfortable, but some kind of shorts.
I'm just very excited because I realized like I got really upset a while back when I was talking to you.
About what?
Because it was when we were doing the question and answers and we are talking about sidekicks and like main character energy. And then you were talking about I'm a main character, blah, blah, and I was talking about the lady that called me a sidekick. And then I just started thinking about my life over the last like few years and just like not planning and not just kind of falling into things instead of like really like making set plans because of just honestly a lot of fear of like getting COVID or being like getting COVID. Now a little bit monkeypox, that probably won't happen, but still it's just like I just don't want to get sick and I don't want to be around people that are annoying. And so it's like, so the best way to combat that is just to stay home and just that's a safe place. And anyway, I feel like now I'm like, you have to start planning. Like I already decided I don't have the date, but I've already looked at dates for Sedona.
Sedona.
Yeah. And so it's
you
January.
Know all of our listeners are waiting for us to make this Sedona plan.
It's going to happen, guys. But I looked at dates and really the best time to go is like mid-January to early February, which is perfect because it'll be disgusting here. We fly to Sedona, spend a weekend. It'll be warmer. So
sounds wonderful.
Yes. So I'm getting closer and closer to having actual dates. So I'm just letting you know.
That time of year sounds great.
Yeah.
I would love to leave.
Yes. So I'm trying to take a page out of your, calendar book because you always have so many things you calendar and you plan for things. And it's just like, yeah, I'm never going to do some of the stuff I want to try and do if I don't just get it on a calendar.
You got to get it on the calendar.
I feel like every single Friday, people are like, what are you going to do this weekend? I'm like, I haven't thought about it. And then it's like Saturday morning and I'm like, it's too late. at that. It's not too late, but you know what I mean? It's like, in some ways it's too late to be like, you know what I'm going to do today is like, I really want to ride a bike, but guess what? It's not going to happen unless I go get a freaking bike,
right?
You know, and get my helmet and maybe some knee pads and elbow pads. Anyway, so yeah, summer fun. I'm going to try and live like 10% more this summer.
I think if we go paddleboarding, that would be a great activity and it would be a good first step.
Yeah. And it would be a really nice way to like actually try to start enjoying my summers instead of like just being like a hermit with my, you know, in my house
with your air conditioning
with my AC
and your cat.
Yeah. Well, I don't even care about the cat. I just need the AC at this point.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, I think it'd be really fun.
Well, I brought my calendar, so let's do it.
Oh gosh. There's a lot of pressure.
No, that just makes it real.
This is Beth from the Geriatric Millennials. If you're enjoying our show, please take a minute to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcast or wherever you like to listen. You can also follow us on Instagram at the Geriatric Millennials, or you can share an episode with a friend or two. Doing so helps us greatly, and we appreciate your support so much.